But like I was saying, the last thing I told you, the last pillar that I talked about was system and operations. And once you have all of those things down pat, you will be golden. You will essentially, like I just joked about, be able to take over the world. Because if you know how to speak properly, sell anything, market anything. I mean, marketing is basically sales. Sales is just like sales. Marketing is sales one to many. So sales and marketing is the same exact thing. But if you know how to create systems and operations, if you know how to create systems and operations for sales, you can literally wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire. Like there's someone on YouTube right now. His name is Jonathan Niftan. He's also doing financial products, and I seen a video that he is on the road to a million a month. It's honestly ridiculous. And the thing about finance, right? Like I heard this dumb quote. It says the money is where the money is at. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm obsessed with money, right? I don't want you guys to think that at all. I'm obsessed with the things that money can get you, right? Because money basically amplifies who you already are. So if you're a herb or if you're just like so if you're a herb and you have $1 million, you're gonna be a herb doing herb stuff with $1 million. You're gonna just be a herb with $1 million. It's literally simple. But if you're charitable, you're gonna be a charitable individual with $1 million. What do you think you're gonna do with that? The most profitable niche ever. And once you understand that, like once you're inside, you'll be good. We're missing one person, Bubakar. He's actually in marketing class because he's getting his finance degree. But right now, we gotta get situated with some training so he can actually get licensed, so he can call himself a financial professional. Um, I already have my license, my training. Yep.
Essentially, no matter what field you're in, you're always going to have to market yourself. You're going to have to know how to present yourself, whether you're becoming a teacher, want to apply for one of the best schools, whether you're a doctor, applying for one of the best hospitals. You got to learn how to market yourself. And without learning how to market yourself, you're pretty much a nobody to everybody because nobody really knows about you because the main reason that you can't present yourself properly. So, learning how to speak is definitely a key thing, and knowing how to properly, being presentable, professional, and having a great mentality overall is gonna help you out a lot in the future. It's gonna be definitely something that you might reflect on further down the line. Maybe whether it's starting your own business, eventually you're gonna have to find marketing sometime during your life. So it's better to pick it up now, learn how to present yourself, learn how to talk better, learn how to communicate with other people. Um, and yeah, just basically network yourself. That's all it really is.
Like he just said, even if you're a doctor, even if you're a nurse, just think about it. Let's say your resume. Your resume, you need to know how to market yourself. Like that's essentially marketing and communication. If you're applying to a plumbing job versus a nursing job, the language is going to be very, very different. And even something that's closely related. If you're a manager, like a nurse manager or just a regular nurse, the conversation is going to be different. If you're a nurse, you're going to want to know how to, I guess. The conversation is going to be very different. If you're a nurse manager or somebody that oversees other nurses, you're going to need leadership roles. Yeah, it's cool if you have leadership roles if you're a regular registered nurse doing your own duties, right? Basically an associate. But if you're a leader, if you're a nurse manager, you're gonna need to communicate that to your employer to make you more visible than the other person. And that's all marketing. That's literally all marketing.
I'm gonna use myself for example. It could be something as like a minimum wage job. It could be any job in general. Like employers, the first thing they look at is your resume, and that plays a very important part as you marketing yourself. Not only is it by word of mouth, it's also by your history, like what you have written about yourself, like the experience. You pretty much have to be able to leverage yourself to the max amount of potential as possible. And I'm gonna use myself as an example. me and him, before we started doing this finance thing, like, we were working for a third party company with Amazon. And just because I was able to present myself as like a very valuable asset to the company, I managed to secure myself a decent salary. And I'm not really saying that to like go and tell you guys to apply to Amazon and do the same exact thing, but what I'm trying to say is that the reason why I was in a position like that is because I was able to market myself towards my towards the boss of the whole
The owner of the
the
company.
whole owner of the company, exactly. Sorry. So if I never really spoke up for myself, I never really told him the hard work that I've done and everything that I've basically looked out for him, and basically like doing all the hard work and just making sure that he's fully aware that I'm the reason why his business is working. Mainly is it's another reason as to why you should really know how to speak about yourself highly, which is also a key thing to learn how to market yourself, like Lester was talking about previously. And once you have that type of mentality where you can pretty much go and speak to anybody and speak highly of yourself, speak confidently about yourself, then you're already in a great positive position. What would you say to that?
Yeah, it's honestly I can't really add on to that. I think we should just wrap it up right there. But so that's just marketing, right? Because that's just one aspect of what I like to call like Gram. Like that's, you know, the pillar of whatever we have going on. But once you master all of those things, right, you can literally be dropped in any country and essentially build a business at alarming rates. You can literally become the president. You can literally do whatever you want. Like you literally create your own reality. And I just want to just say we talk about money a lot, but we're not greedy or anything like that. We're not money hungry. We're just aware that money provides the things that we really do care about, the things like freedom, right? Choice. Because if you have, money and if you have access and if you're smart enough to tap into that wealth, because money is everywhere, you just got to be smart enough to just see where you can tap it in or to tap into it. What else? It's like freedom, right? Honestly, that's kind of like the main thing because freedom encompasses literally everything. It encompasses peace. It
What's your
encompasses
email, right?
choice.
Lester Larkai?
Lester, nah,
It's just Lester.
it's just Lester 503. Lester 503. But yeah, like I'm obsessed with peace and I'm obsessed with having a choice. I don't want to feel like I need to go in and do a 9 to 5 every single day, right? Or not every single day, but like I guess like 5 days a week. And if I want extra bread, I gotta do overtime or just stress myself out or I can't stay with the kids. I don't got kids, but like stay with the kids because I gotta go to work. Nah, I'm creating my own reality. And the thing is, I'm not lazy or anything like that. Like me signing myself up for this, Eric signing himself up for this, it's it's a it's a sacrifice, right? The amount of stress, it's actually more work. It's actually more work because arguably working a 9 to 5 is easy. Like, what did you say that?
Mm, it's
Like,
literally like working a 9 to 5 is essentially like doing 2 plus 2 math. It's you get rewarded for the bare minimum, which is the reason why it's called bare minimum wage. So I'm not saying go ahead and get a minimum wage job. Nothing's wrong with that, but when you put yourself in a line of fire, like for example me and Lester, we're risking income just to make more income because we know the power of networking. And I much rather get paid for my effort rather than an hour of my day. Like I much rather get paid for getting a couple sales a day rather than standing around not doing nothing with myself and just settling for like about 17 an hour. That's not really a good outcome for me, so that's why I put myself in a line of fire of sales. And that's not only because I like sales, that's only because I like to challenge myself learning more every single day. And with sales, you actually learn a lot of things. You learn how to talk, one. Two, you network yourself and you never know who you're going to come across. Three, you start building a lot of resilience when it comes to like working harder over time and pretty much working for every last little penny that you get. And the last thing would be like if you work a 9 to 5, I mean there's nothing wrong with it like I said, but it gives you a very bad mindset. Like it just allows you to keep a restricted mindset where if you don't work at that 9 to 5, then it's not going to be anything else other than that. And that's what most people do. A lot of people just settle with that. So in the sales field, you can't really settle with that because you essentially will make no income if you do no work at all. You'll essentially just be a free agent at that point. And so that's the main reason why I'd like to stick to sales, because I much rather get paid for my efforts. I'm sure that's why Lester got into sales as well, or finances in general. And you know, I just from me to you guys, I would say just to do better on yourselves, improve the way you speak, and also get out of that bubble. Stop being scared to approach people. Stop being scared of meeting new people, because you never know who you're gonna come across, literally. And that's all I could say about that. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
And yeah, I would like to add to that. Just take our word for it, because we both have like a lengthy story, right? And the type of stuff that we're saying, it takes people years to figure out. Like, people find what we're saying out usually in their like 40s. It takes men or people to mature to say what we're kind of saying right now.
Exactly.
So if you're young and you're listening to this, take our word for it. Take our word for it. Like, listen to your parents or whatever. I guess go to school. School is not really a bad thing depending on what you want to do with your degree. But you have to build those qualities, those humanistic, if that's even a word, qualities, right? Like he was saying, like sales, if you do all of this, you really find out what type of person you are. There's a couple things that expose who you really are, right? That's like training. Like, let's say if you go to the gym, you find out if you're a wuss, you find out if you're a quitter in the gym. It's the same thing with sales. Imagine getting turned down, turned down, turned down, but you learn to attach yourself to a goal and you stick to that and you just keep on gunning for it. Like, that builds, like you said, a certain resilience. That builds like grit in your system. And in this world, you need grit. If you don't have grit, like, the world is gonna chew you up and spit you out, and it's not gonna spit you out anywhere. It's gonna spit you into a cubicle. I just want you to think about that. It's gonna spit you right into a cubicle, and you're just gonna do what you're told. Or that cubicle may be a hospital, because there's a bunch of nurses that, yeah, they have that title that they're a registered nurse, but they don't want to do that no more. They really don't. You have to learn about yourself. You have to learn about certain things, and just be great with your finances, right? And just take into account of those people that already, experience that. Like, this right here, this podcast stuff is equivalent to a book, right? Like, reading books or watching podcasts, I say it's a cheat code. You're literally essentially like time traveling in a certain way, because it's like you're accessing information that you wouldn't have up until like 20 years, but you're having it early.
Whether you're a doctor, a firefighter, a policeman, anybody, a McDonald's worker, you got to know about your finances. Finances is very important. Budgeting is very important. Investing in your future is very important. A lot of people, they just go to work, come home, do whatever they like doing, go back to work the next day. And they're pretty much living check to check. People like me, I normally like to leave myself broke at times, but it's mainly because I have assets to feed. And Lester could vouch for me. I'm pretty much one of those people that every single dollar I spend is mainly like on an asset. And I'm not saying like, just get into investing in general. Do your due diligence, do your research, do what you need to do. Also like you don't have to get into investing specifically, but you could at least get into something along the lines of like um bettering yourself every single day. You know what I mean? Like it could be anything, whether it's um personal development, financial development. It does not matter. Whatever it is, like people still have to be very familiar with their finances.